Every morning, millions of workers across North America start their day expecting to return home safely. But for thousands each year, that expectation is tragically cut short. Workplace fatalities remain a harsh reality, with over 5,283 in the United States and 993 deaths in Canada recorded in 2023 alone. These numbers aren't just statistics. They represent real people, real families, and real tragedies. In today's video, we're uncovering the top 3 causes of workplace deaths, sharing real-world stories, and most importantly, exploring how these deadly incidents can be prevented. Imagine you're driving home after a long shift. You're exhausted, pushing through the fatigue, just trying to make it back safely. Now picture a truck driver on hour 12 of their shift, eyes heavy, losing focus for just a split second. That's all it takes. Transportation-related incidents are the leading cause of workplace deaths, making up nearly 40% of all fatalities. Roads, construction sites, and warehouses are some of the most dangerous places to work, and the risks are ever present. Take for example a long-haul truck driver who, after exceeding legal driving hours, dozed off behind the wheel. The resulting collision was catastrophic. Fatigue isn't just uncomfortable, it's deadly. Or consider a road crew worker struck by a distracted driver in a highway construction zone. Despite warning signs and safety barriers, a moment of inattention led to a fatal accident. Even inside warehouses, the risk is real. A forklift operator maneuvering heavy pallets found himself pinned between racks. A grim reminder that vehicles don't just pose a risk on the road. So how do we prevent these tragedies? Strict enforcement of driving hour limits and fatigue management programs are critical. Construction sites need high visibility gear, clear signage, and driver awareness campaigns. In warehouses, well-marked pedestrian zones and proper forklift training can be the difference between life and death. The bottom line? Safety measures must be more than recommendations. They need to be ingrained in workplace culture. Now, let's shift our focus to a danger that many underestimate: falls. You might think this is a risk limited to construction workers high above the ground, but the truth is, falls are the second leading cause of workplace fatalities across multiple industries. Consider a roofing contractor working on a commercial building. He steps onto what he assumes is a solid surface, only to plummet through an unmarked skylight. The fall was fatal, and the worst part? Fall protection gear was available, but not used. In a different setting, a factory worker slipped on an unnoticed oil spill near heavy machinery, suffering a fatal head injury. Something as simple as proper housekeeping could have prevented the accident. Even office environments aren't immune. One employee tripped over loose electrical cables tumbling down a stairwell. It's a stark reminder that even the most familiar spaces hold hidden dangers. So what's the solution? Enforcing fall protection policies, harnesses, guardrails, safety nets can save lives. Regular inspections should ensure hazards like slippery floors and loose cables are eliminated. Training workers in ladder and scaffolding safety, along with proper footwear selection, can further reduce risks. Because no one should lose their life over something so easily preventable. Finally, we come to one of the most unsettling causes of workplace deaths: being struck by or caught in objects and equipment. It happens in an instant, often with little warning. Picture a worker in a manufacturing plant adjusting a conveyor belt. The machine jolts unexpectedly, pulling him in before he has a chance to react. Proper lockout, tagout procedures could have saved his life. In the logging industry, a seasoned lumberjack miscalculates a tree's fall direction. In a split second, he's crushed beneath the massive weight of the trunk. And in a retail warehouse, an employee is stocking shelves when an overloaded rack suddenly collapses, burying them under hundreds of pounds of merchandise. The good news? These incidents can be avoided. Lockout, tagout procedures must be followed every single time machinery is maintained. Personal protective equipment, PPE, like hard hats and reinforced safety gear, should be standard, not optional. In warehouses and retail spaces, shelving needs to be properly secured and loaded within safe weight limits. The smallest precautions can prevent the biggest tragedies. Workplace deaths aren't just numbers. They're stories of real people whose lives were cut short. The sad truth is, most of these tragedies are preventable. By staying aware, following safety protocols, and holding both employers and employees accountable, we can work toward a future where no one has to fear for their life on the job. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you or someone you know ever experienced a serious workplace hazard? Share your story in the comments below. The more we talk about these dangers, the more awareness we raise. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to share it with your coworkers. Let's create a community where we can share our experiences to help each other learn to avoid injuries or worse at the workplace. Stay safe out there.